The topic of atheism is a very interesting one. It seems to me to be one of those discussions where you're not talking about just one thing. There's other discussions, other debates in question. Many things are like that. Usually, it isn't just a matter of a discussion of facts. It comes down to a discussion of facts combined with a discussion of judgment, combined with a discussion of just previous history fighting demons and dragons. An example of that would be, say you have abusive parents or abusive grandparents that profess to have some sort of a theist view of the world. You know, that causes you to develop a filter that you view that subject on. You also take a look at some of the things that radical Muslims and radical Christians have done, whether it's flying an airplane into a building, blowing themselves up, or burning down an occupied abortion clinic, and you think, wow, so that is the definition of theism. So it becomes tricky, because what are we really discussing? You know, I could say, well, I identify as a Christian, and somebody could get on here and say, well, do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? You know, the amazing pizza boy in the sky that you can just sort of call up requests to. What are we actually discussing? I mean, is what I say when I tell you that I'm a Christian, does that mean that I support burning down abortion clinics? Do I support abusing children? Do I support ramming an airplane into a building? Me personally, no, of course not, but what are we discussing at that point? So it becomes a mess. And it's one of those things you never truly get to the bottom of. It's interesting, though, because if you do take the time and the patience to see exactly where a person's coming from, then you may learn something a little bit. You may improve yourself a little bit, which is really what we're after, I would hope. Now, if an atheist has some approach that says, look, by leaving all of these traditional notions behind, I've felt that my life has been improved, I feel as if I'm a better, more moral person, then say that. Instead, 9 times of 10, I see straw man arguments, semantical arguments, and it's just a shit fest where everybody's just mudslinging, and then you get nowhere. Unless you're one of those people that likes the mudslinging, in which case, what a great subject, right? So as for atheism in an organization such like the Boy Scouts, there's something within the Scout law about doing your duty to God and country. A couple ways to look at it. If you want to take a very open-minded approach to it, you know, a person who doesn't believe in some sort of a spatial spiritual deity, would it then be impossible for them to take on such a law, for them to take on such an oath? You know, whose God would they be performing a duty towards? If you want to take a very holistic approach, and if you want to put some sort of an idealism to the term God, then I would say, atheist or not, it's not difficult to take such an oath. You know, the idea is to adopt some sort of a moral compass that points as well to your true north as you possibly can, not just being all over the map. You know what I'm saying? So in a nutshell, that describes my view of atheism. What I do find interesting is how ardent an atheist is, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that if your reasons for that atheism are the ones mentioned earlier, where you abhor the violence that's committed in the name of a god, or you abhor the violence of the behavior of abusive parents, grandparents, or people that are violent and are just looking for a team that allows them to be violent, then I definitely see the reason for that. All right. Catch y'all later. Feel free to submit more questions to the May Q&A. And until next time,